forget Sridevi's white chiffon sari from Chandni, or the green famous lehenga Kajol wore in DDLJ, Rani's bubbly Patiala trend to Madhuri's backless cholis, and even Deepika's sexy sheer saris. Imagine bringing all of that silver screen diva out of the movies and into your wardrobes. Divani, India's first cinema-inspired fashion label, is here just to do that. The brand seeks inspiration from Yash Chopra himself, the man who's transformed so many heroines into divas with his inspiring costumes. Coming from the house of Yash Raj Films and KBSH Private Limited, Divani is a unique fashion promise, the one that expresses the romance and drama of cinema in its folds and fabrics. With me today are the leading ladies of this fashion brand. Let me introduce you to Sanya, who is the brand director of this brand. Hi Sanya, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
We have Sampati, who is the jewelry designer with the brand. And we have, obviously, Parinita and Anjali, who are the head designers of Divani. So guys, welcome to the show. Hope you guys are having a great time here. So Sanya, I would like to ask you, what is Divani?
Divani is India's first cinema-inspired fashion brand. It is the living, breathing manifestation of love, romance and freedom, which is brought to you by Yash Raj Films and KBSH Private Limited. The legendary Sri Yash Chopra actually had a vision, and his vision was that women were God's most sublime creation. And the very vision is something that you can see in the soul of Divani.
And what is your fixation with the color purple? We just have to know.
Well, it's not a fixation, but we do believe that once every purple moon something extraordinary happens. And the fact is that you would see a lot of fashion brands with golds, with blacks, with browns, but the whole color purple is a color of luxury, it is a color of premiumness. And we thought, why not use a color or choose a color which actually makes you stand out from the crowd, you know, and that's how being a diva is. Being diva is actually standing out from everybody out there. So yeah, that's why the color purple.
So bringing together cinema and fashion is part of your brand's vision, and a lot of Indian women aim to do that. So what is your advice to them?
See, the thing is that Divani in itself is a chic avant-garde alter ego for every woman who looks to Indian cinema with a sense of liberation. Divani very strongly in terms of its experience, you know, I always say that there is an experience to consume journey when you are at Divani. There is the experience where you undergo various moods. You know, you go through an experience of emotions in terms of the touch and the feel, you know, which we make sure that it is not that the product is actually pushed to a consumer. There is a very predominant Divani experience, and then you are asked to consume that.
Yeah.
And to actually fulfill that dream, the dream of being and feeling like a diva, the head designers Parinita and Anjali actually have created 9 eclectic collections as the launch collection for Divani.
So Parinita, tell me, how does cinema-inspired fashion play out in the real world, you know, where no women look like a supermodel? They're not 6 feet tall or that slim and trim. So how does it play out for such people?
You know, at Divani, every woman is a supermodel for us. And I feel that, and everybody at Divani feels that every woman is a diva in her own self. And it's just a latent dreams which have to be brought into reality. And Divani is the bridge which transforms a girl next door into a diva. So here we do special customizations according to her body type, the occasion she wants to wear it for, and what silhouette suits her the best, the cuts, the drapes. So it's according to the person, it's her own reflection. So that it doesn't feel uncomfortable when she's adorning it, and ultimately she becomes a diva.
Wow. Anjali, would you like to add something to that?
Yeah, we sell her a complete look, right from her hair and makeup to the type of jewelry she should wear, and I think Sampati would be able to tell that more.
Basically, I decide the jewelry according to the occasion as well as according to the requirement of the client, which is very, very important for me. So people come here and they ask me, we want the Pakiza Matha Patti, so I do that. And sometimes they say that we want the Chand Balis, which Preeti Zinta is wearing in the Veer Zara. So that's the thing we do.
So weddings are a huge part of Indian culture, you know, off screen, on screen. It's something that's huge. So what are the trends that you foresee in 2014, from colors, fabrics to type of work? What is it that you see that are going to be big now?
You know, weddings are a part of the grandeur, and it's a big, big day in a girl's life. And it's like we don't recommend a one particular color or one particular palette, because it's a journey from the engagement to the sangeet to the mehendi, the wedding day, and then eventually the reception. So means it's a wide palette. So from starting from the light pastels with tonal workmanship on it, then the mehendi ceremony, for that little more grandeur is required, ethnic gotapati, and then from the mehendi night, then you can graduate into the wedding day. That's a big day. To the craftsmanship of India is, it's ethereal. And picking up from that craftsmanship, the lehenga which comes about is like a blessing from the Almighty. So keeping in mind the traditional craftsmanship of the Ari, the Zardozi, the Farashi, the Mughal grandeur, and not to forget the Banarsi weaves, which is actually very ethereal, and it's a dying art. And they are like pieces of heirlooms which can be kept to generations. Like a piece you see just right behind you, it's a Banarsi Rangkat weave. This is a Sucha Zari lehenga, which probably your great grandmother must have worn. And so it's like reviving your old heritage. The reception from a little coy bride, now she's a married girl, so she can go into her nice well-draped gowns in her metallic tones.
Yeah, right. If she's going to be looking ethereal at her wedding day, so she might be a very glamorous person on a reception. So we are doing a lot of draped saris, avant-garde dresses, and lots of lames and French laces which have lots of resham work and applique on them. So they're basically statement pieces that she's going to wear on her reception day.
So Parinita and Anjali, tell me, what is your take on classics, old vintage collections, old fashion coming back into trend? What do you see coming back into trend now?
Weaves are, they've been ethereal and will always remain ethereal. They are like your heirloom pieces. And to customize a weave and that piece of art, it takes months altogether. And I have seen the torturous exercise which goes behind it, and the amount of work and the amount of craftsmanship which goes behind it. So they are pieces of art and they really need to be respected. And at Dhivani, we are doing a humble effort to restore this lost art also. And whereas all the old-time school of Zardozis, the Parsi Gara works, the Kashmiri art, they are also going to be lost after a while if they are not taken care of. So these art forms also we are encompassing in our trousseau collections.
So what is the First Lady by Dhivani?
See, First Lady by Dhivani is actually the couture section of Dhivani and the bridal couture as well. It is the most premium experience that we at Dhivani would love to offer to our patrons and our clients, wherein every client is catered through a sense of personalization, a sense of experience which is next level. And to begin with it, it just starts by taking an appointment at the First Lady Lounge. And at the very start, the fashion consultant makes sure that she has able to grab the need and the requirement of the client even before she walks in to the lounge. The designers are trained and told to ensure that the customers are made comfortable in their skin when they come in, because planning a bridal trousseau, planning a complete wedding, or even planning her extended family's ensembles is not a very easy job. They need to be comfortable. The whole restriction about should I share my budget, should I not share my budget, all these restrictions we try and take away by giving that enhanced personalized experience, wherein you could be doing an ensemble for the bride which would be in a 10 lakh or a 15 lakh or a 5 lakh, whatever. But if the customer or the bride wants her mother or her niece to get dressed in a certain way, we ensure that it's done in the budget they have. So it is a complete experience, a complete trousseau planning, a lot of customization, designing according to what the customer is looking for. And I think Parinita and Anjali can explain you better in terms of how they go to the depth of actually understanding the design element that goes behind every customized product.
First Lady is a very personalized experience for the bride-to-be and her family. So at First Lady, we give her a total insight into what she should adorn for her big day, and also create her family's ensembles for the different occasions as well. So like you can see an heirloom piece right behind you. This is a totally Rangkat Banarsi hand woven pure zari lehenga. It's an heirloom piece, and this art of creating this kind of weave has been there centuries ago, and it's not a dying and a diminishing art. So if you have to have an eye for the grandeur, the richness, and also give that in a price which is affordable, which the bride can adorn and the family can, take in. And moreover, the other collections, we have total 9 eclectic collections from there for the bride and her family to choose from, starting from the Mughal grandeur to the French lames, to the crystallization, to the signature Diwani Mehrab, and
Chantilly laces and draped saris. Then we've got crystal lehengas and crystal gowns. Also at the First Lady, what we do is we give an entire presentation to the client. We tell her, we give her a dummy fit, we make swatches for her. We tell her, if suppose she's taken a sharara, so we'll show her sharara in 4-3 different kind of variations through sketches, so that when she gets the entire outfit, it shouldn't be a surprise to her. She should love what she's taking from us. So that's what we do at the First Lady.
It's actually, there is a limitation with us when we're a brand, to create multiple colors in a garment, but we cannot really do that. So at First Lady, the privilege is that I might like an embroidery, but I might not like the color, so I have the opportunity to actually explore another color in it. And before getting a shock that, okay, maybe I'm a little insecure that maybe the peach doesn't look nice on what I currently see as a black. So to make that easy, there are swatches that are sent out, there are color approvals that are done, keeping in mind the timelines that are there. In fact, we have a lot of international clients to whom we do Skype conferences to actually understand what they've selected, what they've liked, and then take the bookings accordingly. So it is actually, to sum it up, First Lady is the next level of customization.
Okay, so thank you so much. This brings us to the end of our first session. Our second session is a little more fun. It's the rapid fire session, and I want to know which one of you is going to answer first. I need one person answering all the questions.
Let the designer shoot it. No.
So it's going to be both of you answering them? Yeah. Okay. So you can't think. It's an impromptu round, so whatever comes to your mind first, you have to answer. Okay? So can we start? You ready for this? Okay. Who's your favorite on-screen Bollywood bride?
mine is Meena Kumari in Sahib Bibi Aur Gulam. She looked ethereal.
Mine has to be Madhuri. Yeah.
And off-screen?
Off screen, I think both of us loved Aishwarya when she got married in that heavy Kanjivaram sari.
Okay. Who's the most iconic Bollywood celebrity?
You can't go wrong with this one.
It has to be Rekha.
Yeah. Okay. The most stylish Bollywood celebrity at the moment?
I think Anushka.
Anushka, yeah, definitely Anushka.
You guys are pretty much in sync with this. Okay. Which celebrity wardrobe would you like an all access to?
I think for that, all the 9 divas who graced us on the opening collection of Diwani, we would like to have an access to their celebrity wardrobes, always.
Can you name the 9 celebrities?
Yeah, they were Anushka, Parineeti, Rekha ji, Madhuri ji, Sridevi ji, and Rani, Katrina, and Preeti, and Julie.
And then there was Shah Rukh also. We'd like an access to his wardrobe too.
Women eyeing the man.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you ladies today. From here, we're going to move on to a live session on Google Hangout.
We now have with us Sania Dheer, who is the brand director of Diwani, as well as Paranita, the creative director. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, Amrita.
I am very intrigued by your brand, Diwani. I want to know, how did the marriage with Yash Raj Films happen?
Well, the concept was that YRF was wanting to actually enter into the wardrobes of their customers and give them an experience to consume journey which was beyond their films. And we just got in touch, and I think sometimes it's destined to happen, and that's it. So we got a call from Yash Raj Films, and we understood there was a balance between our thoughts, what we were looking to do, because as KBSH also we have 50 years of legacy in the Indian ethnic wear.
KBSH is your brand.
Yeah, so KBSH and Yash Raj Films have partnered together for Diwani. And as KBS said, we have 50 years of legacy and expertise in the Indian ethnic wear market. And we were also looking to actually break away with the stereotypical concept and the notion of Indian ethnic wear and offer something which was relevant to the 21st century women. And that's it. And if they couldn't be a partner better than Yash Raj, because Bollywood is the fashion forerunner. And if you really want to make a difference, it is the Bollywood way.
I absolutely agree. But what do you think about you appealed, apart from your heritage of 50 years, appealed to Yash Raj?
I think the whole thought that, where we were targeting the contemporary woman, the new age woman, who was dynamic, who actually is a homemaker, yet she could be a businesswoman. They understood that we understood the need of the woman. And everybody knows, Yash Uncle knew how to bring out the diva in every woman. So there was this whole sync between how we looked at the woman and how they looked at the woman. And actually the soul of Divani is the woman. It is nothing else. It is to make every woman feel like a diva, make her feel special, and actually give her a reflection of her own. So when we make ensembles, when we sell a product, we make sure that the product she's buying is a reflection of herself.
Alright. Parinita, obviously cinema is an inspiration for your designs. Take us through a couple of designs that are inspired by cinema and maybe specifically Yash Raj films. Do we see a Chandni look somewhere?
Surely. Actually, Amrika, the thing is that whether we admit it or we don't admit it, cinema takes a very, very important position in our life. And as fashion is concerned, everybody is, bitten by the cinema part.
Right.
So it is that whether it's the white of Chandni or the DDLJ green or whatever, the flowing chiffons of the Yash Raj films and all. So every girl, she visualizes herself to be a diva in her own self.
Right.
So our garments are also bring the flamboyance, the grandeur, and the larger-than-life feel what the cinema has to offer. So it's like your dreams coming back to reality, and means that you can aspire, and rather you are a part of that cinematic experience.
Take us through some of the popular silhouettes.
I think we've done 9 collections as the launch collection of Divani, which are actually the first collection was the ode to Sri Raj Kapoor himself, who was the inspiration for Yash Uncle. So Anushka had walked the ramp for Nargis ji, and then followed by Madhubala, which was, I think the outfit that you see here is the Madhubala showstopper piece, which was adorned by Parinita Chopra. And of course, then to bring in the rage of Silsila and the whole grandeur of Rekha ji, there are a complete range of Banarsi weaves and Kanjivarams that were brought forth, followed by Madhuri ji, who actually adorned contemporary silhouettes and bringing back the whole contemporary feel of positive and negative sequence play.
Right.
And so forth. We've had 9 divas and 9 collections, which are the inspiration and the launch collection of Divani.
Lovely. Sounds fabulous. I'm sure our audience is dying to ask you questions. But let's talk about some trousseau shopping. The minimum number of trousseaux is 11, right? So why don't you tell us about 11 pieces that are a must for any bride in 2013, 2014?
It starts the trousseau shopping starts with the wedding lehenga first and foremost. And now there's a large variety to choose from the lehengas, the type of workmanship you want to get into, from the royal gotapatti or the crystal work or the zardozi. So that's one. Then going on to the kalidas, you can go in for the beautiful cuts, you can go in for the asymmetric if you are very tall, or you can go in for the long kalidas, the floor length anarkalis. Then you can go in for hand paint sarees. Means Divani has to offer a beautiful collection of canvas art. So that's like the French canvas nature art on sarees.
Right.
And they are accompanied with very chic blouses with kacha resham work. Then to go out, then you have the long straight suits. Then going on from the long straight suits, you can also there's a fusion dresses like with the sequin tonal work,
Right.
with the nice flamboyant cuts, very young, and they're also very nice and very floral and
nice and young and chirpy. Then from there you can go in for the heirlooms like the Kanjivarams or the Banarsis, the Uparas. So Divani has a lot to offer from that range.
Where
as
does
well.
the Upara come from?
The Upara is basically from Andhra, but Divani has its own looms, and our designers at Divani means we give our own designs, our own cloth, our crafts to create typical new designs, and they are more fusion, very young, so even the young bride can adorn it with them.
Sounds lovely. What do you recommend for somebody going for a beach honeymoon?
For the beach honeymoon, we have beautiful sequin tonal dresses. They are really young, they are flamboyant, yet they are very, very sensuous. They have beautiful cuts. And for that, so I must say, you must adorn a nice sequin dress for your, beachy honeymoon. And to go about it, we are also giving a beautiful hand-painted tunics.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Super. Well, I hope all of you are listening in, and there is some good news. There are giveaways at the end of this chat. Now we have a few people who have joined us. So what's your question? The one in the white.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
I want to know what are the colors for this season, first of all.
Colors for this season regarding your bridal ensemble?
No, in general, for weddings or whatever. If I had to attend a wedding or
As a
something
guest,
like that.
as a wedding
Yeah.
guest.
Just
Weddings are very vibrant. They are really nice, beautiful, happy functions. So I would always suggest that you go in for nice, happy colors. And don't overdo it with very dark tones, but keep it beautiful, nice, bright pastels. They are the colors of the season.
all right. And the second thing is that I see these beautiful blouses with all the saris these days, nice, skimpy with these nice embellishments in the front. Where am I supposed to get them from in Delhi?
Of course, from Divani. Actually, the blouses are a must, and they have to be very well tailored and very sensibly made, because blouse is like the face of the garment. And if your blouse is not tailored well, or it's not going well with your ensemble, it can really, spoil the whole look. So
totally.
So there are different styles, and the blouse has to be one. If you're going in for a little more embellished blouse, you can accompany with many more saris. You are not restricted that you have to just wear it with only one particular sari.
All right. And my last question, that I have to attend a wedding in Goa. And the last time I did that, and I was draped in 5.5 meters of sari, I almost fainted. It was so hot because it was out in the open. So I want something which is traditional, something nice, something. What is that I can wear? Indian, yes, Indian, and to suit the Goa weather. What is it?
Yeah, actually, because the Goa weather, it's a beach side, so the weather is not very too Georgette type. So it's always better to go in for tulles and nets or laces, because that are more complementing to the weather. So if you want to wear something Indian, rather than going in for a traditional lehenga, I would suggest that you go for a pre-draped sari.
And not even a sari, because there's so much fabric. Something. What is something like in between? Nothing.
No, why not? With a pre-draped sari, what I meant that you just have to zip it up like a gown. It's more of a dress. It gives you the grace and the look of the sari, but it's more of a gown. It's very young and it's very chic. You can always go in for tonal lehengas also in tulles or nets with tonal sequined embroideries, and they are also very young and they'll complement the weather and the styling very well.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. We have another person. Hi, Tanya. Can you ask your question, please?
Hi.
So what's your question?
Hi, Sanya. Firstly, I'd like to say that I'm a big fan of your designs. I love your design. And just wanted to check one thing, that I'm getting married in February next year, I'm sorry. So what kind of lehenga I should be doing?
I think in Feb, because it's still wintry and it's still the summers is not seeped in. You can go in for beautiful deep colors, and I would personally recommend the Mughal Zardozi artwork to be adorned, because it's really grand and it's not the typical form of embellishment which is very, very loud. It's very subtle but still gives a lot of grandeur. So personal recommendation for a Feb wedding would be a Zardozi artwork lehenga.
Okay, second most important thing I wanted to ask is my height is just 5'1". So anything keep in mind related to fabric or color?
I think fabric is not a constraint when it comes to height, but please go in for a single color outfit. Do not break the colors with your choli and your lehenga or the dupatta. We would recommend a single color outfit. It just adds height. And also a lot of craftsmanship that we do is, it is the diminishing form. So from the bigger motifs, it diminishes to the smaller ones. So it eventually adds height to the outfit.
Okay, when you have mentioned about the color, one color that you mentioned, any color, any particular color, any pastel shade or any dark shade or something?
See, rather than going for the regular reds, there are very beautiful bottle greens. There are deep burnt oranges that you can choose from, and of course the Indian pink, which is the hot favorite for everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks, Tanya.
Lovely. You know, Diana Vreeland did say once that fuchsia is India's navy blue. Yeah. All right, who's next? Simi, hi. What's your question?
Hi, I'm going to India next year and my cousin is getting married. What kind of colors and styles should I be wearing?
Actually, Simi, for the marriage, I would always recommend that you should go in for a bridal palette, because marriage being a very vibrant and a bright function, any use of watermelons, reds, fuchsias is going to look very, very nice.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, Simi?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, excellent. Okay, we have a couple of more questions. There's a girl who wrote in. She said, I have my grandmom's Mughal-e-Azam inspired lehenga that I would like to wear for one of my wedding functions. How do you suggest I wear it?
Surely, we also restore heirloom pieces.
You do?
Yeah. So means you can always look at the lehenga, and if she has to wear it, she can just customize a new choli with it and drape it, and she's ready to go.
Fabulous. There's another question from Tusharika. She's from Melbourne. She writes, I love Bollywood and everything filmy, but I'm really short and not a size 0. How can I carry off some of the saris and lehengas that we see in the movies?
As Sanya just mentioned, that even if you're short, the thing is that you should not go in for too much of a color breakage. That's very important. And then very, very broad borders are also a no-no place. And whereas it's not necessary that you have to be a size 0 to look stunning, and means you should not do the breakage, and the embroidery of the lehenga has to be very sensibly and aesthetically placed, that it makes your frame look slender and you look tall.
Okay. Now, out of all your silhouettes that you retail, which one is the most popular?
For the bridal, I think the Mughal Grandeur lehenga and the Rajput Gota lehenga is doing phenomenally well. I think the whole grandeur that Sridevi added to the lehenga, or Pariniti added to the lehenga, has made it go next level.
What did they add to the lehenga?
See, I think the elan with which they carried it, plus the Rajput lehenga that I'm talking about is a very tonal lehenga. It's a white on white, and we've been taken by surprise by a lot of brides have actually asked for an ivory color lehenga and asked for a dupatta which is a fuchsia pink. So we do see a modern trend that's coming in for the brides. You know, they are breaking away from the reds and the pinks, wherein the grace that Pariniti added to the Mughal Grandeur lehenga and the way she walked the ramp, the whole setup was so grand.
Lovely.
That
sorry for breaking your thought. I have another question from what you said. You said a lot of brides are going in for whites with a colored dupatta.
Yeah.
Any other new trends that you see from the modern new Indian woman who wants something which is not in sync with tradition?
Surely. marriage is a very, very solemn affair, so the traditional aspect and the value has to be kept in mind. But the brides are being more experimental. Rather than, they want to break away from the old stereotype of being weighed down on the big day. They want to enjoy and they want to have a full blast on their wedding. So means the 20 kg lehengas and all is just out of question now.
Right.
And the lehengas are very lightweight, yet there's no compromise in the workmanship.
Super.
And I think they're also going for draped variations. I think draped gown sarees is the next big
Like
thing.
a lot of pre-stitch.
Yeah, pre-stitch,
Yeah.
so that they have the movement during their
I
cocktail.
agree.
And then we have brides who come, they say, okay, we want a trail, but please make it detachable
Right.
so I can hit the dance floor. So I think they're more open about what they want. They're more
Focused about
focused
what they
on
want.
what they want, and they are breaking away from, I think, the typical colors. That's the biggest trend that I've seen. They're really breaking away from the typical reds and the maroons. They want to innovate, and I couldn't have seen something more than a white innovation.
Lovely.
Where we are always stereotyped about the fact that ivory is a big no on your
Right.
wedding day. But I think today's modern bride has something else in her mind.
Well, cheers to the modern Indian bride.
Yeah.
And now it's time to give our giveaway for the day.
Sure.
And the lucky person is Deepti.
Okay, Deepti, that's for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, girls. It's been wonderful having you here and sharing all your knowledge with our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Atan.
Excellent. Now we're going to wrap out and we'll see you in a short bit.